The following game is being played with History Maker Baseball Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2022, all rights reserved. If you would like to order a copy of History Maker Baseball Express, or if you would like to check out the other products offered from Play Games, please click on the link provided in the description box below. Welcome back to the channel as we get set for yet another series in this 1927 Yankees Gauntlet Challenge. As you can see in the top right-hand corner of the screen, the 1927 Yankees currently lead this Gauntlet Challenge, winning 5 series to losing only 2 series. And today's series will feature the 1961 Cleveland Indians. And some of you Cleveland fans are saying, why? Why is this series beginning at Cleveland Municipal Stadium? Well, I hate to tell you, that's the way the dice rolls. So again, this is game 1 of a best of 5 game set between the 1927 Yankees and the 1961 Cleveland Indians. Your pitching matchup for game 1 is going to be Win Hawkins going for the 1961 Cleveland Indians, and Waite Hoyt going for the 1927 New York Yankees. And it looks like the lineups have been exchanged at home plate. And without further delay, let's get to it here for game 1 of this best of 5 game series between the Yanks and the Tribe. Let's get to it. Oh, and right off the bat, we got triple ones, and it'll be an experience microchart check, and it seems I forgot to pull out my charts. So again, what this does is we will be looking at the batter, which in this case, Earl Combs, experience check. And we're going to roll one of the dice, and I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to choose this blue die here. And we got a 5. So it reads, do we either have an icon pitcher or a prospect batter? We have a semi-prospect pitcher, but not an icon, not a prospect batter and no icon pitcher. So that is going to be a men on base result. And that is going to be a men on base 1. We will put the runner on first, and it will use the previous roll, which we used, which was a 1 and a 1. So Earl Combs is going to get on base via a catcher's interference to kick off series number 8 here at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. And we move on to the men on base chart for Mark Koenig. And I read the black and blue dice as such of a 14. Scrapper hits a single. Mark Koenig is a semi-scrapper. The decider die says he is a scrapper. That's going to be a single for Mark Koenig. And unfortunately, the inning will come to an end. So the Tribe hold the 1927 Yankees here in the top half of the first. So now let's see what the 1961 Cleveland Indians can do in their half of the first inning. And of course, I dropped my dice. And whoops. And again, if you are new to the channel, once again, I do appreciate I do appreciate that you are clicking on the subscribe button to subscribe for future content on my channel. And for those of you that just stumbled upon this video for whatever reason, either if you want to check out what Jamaica Baseball Express was all about, or if you're just a baseball fan in general, I also am glad that you clicked on this video. And again, if you see what you like, either right now or if you click on my channel, view the other videos that I have, I would appreciate it if you would give me a chance to, or give you a chance to subscribe for future content. So anyway, I picked up my red dice, and we're ready for Johnny Temple. And the 1961 Indians turn in the bottom half of the first. 2-4-5. Is Hoyt a struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Is Temple a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So that's going to be a men on base result, -1 from the black die if the pitcher has either flash or control. Waite Hoyt does have control, so that's going to put the runner on first base with a 1 and a 5. That's going to be a leadoff walk for Johnny Temple off of my homebrew optional men on base narrative charts. Excuse me. And again, if I do butcher any names, I do apologize. Please correct me if I am wrong. But I believe this next batter is Jim Pearsall. I think that's how you say it. But anyway, just let me know in the comments if I said that right. So Jim Pearsall will be the next batter off of the men on base chart. Again, reading the black and blue dice is such of a 15. Scrapper hits double. Pearsall is a semi-scrapper. That and the decider die says no. And won't you know, that's going to be hit high, hit far, and hit way out of the stadium for a 2-run home run for Jim Pearsall. And the 1961 Cleveland Indians take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the first, and that is going to end it right there as the Tribe is up 2-0 over the 1927 Yankees here in Game 1 of this best-of-5 game set. We head to the top half of the second, and Babe Ruth stepping into the box against Win Hawkins. 3-4-5. Is Hawkins a star pitcher? No, he is not. Is Babe Ruth a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So that's going to be a men on base result. -1 from black die if flash or control. As you can see, Win Hawkins does not have any pitching qualities. So it's going to be a men on base result with a black die of 5 and a blue die result of 4. And off of my men on base chart, off of my homebrew optional men on base narrative chart that I have created for this project that I am doing, it's going to read either Babe Ruth is going to collect 2 hits or seeing the multiple runners on base. And it looks like the decider die was not used. So the Bambino, Babe Ruth, is going to collect 2 hits for his first 2 plate appearances of the game. And the way that I do this is I roll any dice, but I prefer the red die. And you can roll any of the 3 dice as you want. But do note that 1 is going to be 1 or a 6 is a home run. A 2 or a 6 is a single. A 3 is a triple, and 4 is a double. So Babe Ruth is going to collect 2 hits here over his first 2 plate appearances of the game. and he hits one out of here for a solo home run and an RBI. So anytime you roll a 1 or a 6 on the 2 hits result, it's going to be an automatic solo home run because there was nobody on base when the result took place. And a 3 is going to be a triple. So Babe Ruth the Bambino gets the 1927 Yankees on the board here at Yankee Stadium at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. But the 1961 Indians lead the 1927 Yankees by a score of 2-1 as we head to the men on base chart with the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. Reading the black and blue dice is such of a 66. Scrapper hits a single. Unfortunately, Lou Gehrig is not a scrapper. That is going to be a bases clearing double for the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. And that's going to put the 1927 Yankees into the lead by a score of 3-2. And we roll again on the men on base chart for Cedric Durst. 44, wild pitcher allows the walk. Unfortunately for Hawkins, as you can see, he has no pitching qualities. So that is going to be a flyout to end the top half of the second, but not before damage was done via a home run and a double from Babe Ruth, the home run by Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, setting up the Yankee lead here heading into the bottom half of the second with the score of 3-2 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. We head to the bottom half of the second. I almost said third. Jeez. Bottom of the second, and Tito Francona, or as we all in baseball know him as Terry Francona. I think it's Tito Francona still, but nicknamed Tito, but who knows? All right. Francona steps into the box against Wade Hood to lead off the bottom half of the second with a 3-4-5. So that way you guys can see without the glare. There you go. And again, I do apologize for the glare. I'm still working out the lighting and for later on this year when I do a 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge. Same thing that I'm doing with the 1927 Yankees, but playing it with Hockey Blast. Details will be on the Play Games Facebook community page, Play Games community Facebook page sometime later this week. So with that being said, Tito Francona gets a 3-4-5. Is Hoyt a star pitcher? No, he is not. Is Francona a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So that's going to be a men on base result, -1 for black die if flash or control. Wade Hoyt does have control, so that black die 3 will be reduced to a black die 2, and Tito Francona gets on second base with a 2 and a 4 off of my optional men on base narrative chart, homebrew narrative chart, and it reads that Mr. Francona is going to get a walk and a stolen base in his appearance against Wade Hoyt. So here is Vic Power to lead off on the mob chart for the 1961 Cleveland Indians. Reading the black and blue dice is such of a 55. Batting team dissonant or pitching team harmony. It looks like the 1961 Indians are stormy. They are semi-dissonant. The decider die says they are dissonant. So that is going to be a flyout to end the second inning here at the stadium with the score still in favor of the 1927 Yankees of 3-2. We head to the top half of the third. And Tony Lazzeri will bat against Win Hawkins. Triple fives. So that is going to be another experience check. So we'll roll the, we will, since I touched the blue die, we will roll that die. It was a die on the cider die, so that way I don't mess it up. And we have a 2 on the blue die, and it reads, is Tony Lazzeri a prospect batter? He is a semi-prospect. The decider die says he is a prospect, so that's going to be a no runs result of 5 blank to end the top half of the third here at the stadium, the Cleveland Municipal Stadium, with the score still 3-2 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. Bottom half of the third, and Willie Kirkland will lead things off here in the bottom half of the third inning. 1, 2, 3. Is Wade Hoyt a workman or struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Is Kirkland a champion batter? He is not, and that's going to be a no runs result of 1 dot to end the third inning here at the stadium, with the score of 3-2 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. Here is Joe Duggan to lead off the top half of the fourth against Win Hawkins. 3-4-4. Is Hawkins a workman pitcher? No, he is not. Is Joe Duggan a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So that is going to be a men on base result, -1 for black die of control. Win Hawkins does not have control, so that's going to put the runners at the corners with a first and third situation going into the men on base chart. And we have a 3 and a 4 off of my optional men on base homebrew narrative chart. It's going to read either 2 hits or see multiple runners on base. And it looks like the decider die was not used. So we are going to have, multiple runners on base. And it looks like a 4 is going to have, off of first and third, 4 is going to be Joe Duggan getting hit by the pitch in 1 appearance, and have a runner's advance 2 bases single in the other appearance. And we now roll off of the men on base chart for Pat Collins here in the top half of the fourth. Again, reading the black and blue dice as such of a 24. And it reads, Gold fielder makes the out. John Romano is not a gold fielder, so that is going to be an error and an RBI for Mr. Pat Collins, as he will bring home the runner on third, and the 1927 Yankees now extend their lead by 2. The score now is 4-2. And I will flip John Romano's card after I get the next roll off of the men on base chart here for Earl Combs. 1, 2, 4. And it reads, 14, I should say, is Combs. So it's a scrapper hit single. Earl Combs is a semi-scrapper. The decider die says he is a scrapper. That is going to be it for the top half of the fourth. And the 1927 Yankees extend their lead by a score of 4-2 heading into the bottom half of the fourth, as we head there right now at the stadium. And Woody Held will be the next guy up for the 1961 Cleveland Indians. 3-5-6. Is Hoyt a workman pitcher? No, he is not. Is Held a champion batter? No, he is not. That's going to be a no runs result. However, there's a possibility for a solo home run. However, the decider die says no home run here. So that is going to be a no runs result of 3 blank to end the 4th inning. And the score remains, I should say, 4-2 as we head to the top half of the 5th. And it looks like the 1961 Indians manager is thinking about giving Hawkins one more inning to get him through the 5th inning. And let's see if that pen is active right now for the Tribe. And they are. So Win Hawkins is going to stay in while the pen is getting active, as this will be Hawkins' last inning here in the top half of the 5th, and he will face Mark Koenig to lead it off. 235. Excuse me. Is Hawkins a star pitcher? No, he is not. Is Mark Koenig a sad sack batter? Yes, 235. Is Mark Koenig a stat sack batter? No, he is not. So that is going to be a men on base result. No need to adjust the black die, as we are going to put the runners on first and third. It is player's choice whenever it is a black die 3. So the way that I do it is, if the team needs runs badly late, I put the runner on third. But for right now, we're just going to play it safe and put the runners on first and second, and it looks like the decider die was not used. So let me double check on that. Star no, Sensec no. 235 star no, Sensec no. So the decider die was not used. So Mark Koenig is going to get back-to-back singles off of my optional homebrew men on base narrative chart. And it steps the Bambino, Babe Ruth, hoping to bust this game wide open for the 1927 Yankees. Reading the black and blue dice is such of a 56. Patient batter draws the walk, and Babe Ruth is patient, and that's going to load the bases, and that is going to prompt a mound visit by the pitching coach by the 1961 Cleveland Indians to see what they want to do here to the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig, before he steps up to the plate. And again, if you were just tuning in to this, if you were just tuning in for the first time, and if you like this content that you see, please do consider subscribing for future content. And if you would also like to order a copy of History Maker Baseball Express, or if you would like to check out the other products that Play Games offers, please click on the link in the description box below. It'll take you to their website. Keith and Sam make really awesome games for us to enjoy. Whether if you're a sports fan or not, there's something there for you. So I do highly suggest that you go check the website out. They are such good they are good people, I'll tell you that. And also, please do consider supporting them as well by picking yourself up a copy of any game of Keith Avallone's that you would see fit. Even though if you're not, let's say if you're not even like a baseball fan, but you still play card and dice baseball, you don't have to be a fan to know the game of or say if you're not a big fan of golf, but you still want to get a good golf game. That's what it was. Even though if you're not a good football fan, soccer, gridiron, or whatever, there is a game always there for you. And I guarantee you, once you start rolling, it's like eating a bag of chips. You just can't stop. And I really want to give a shout out to Keith Avalone and Sam Avalone at Play Games. They were making such great games for us to enjoy. So moving on with Lou Gehrig here in the top half of the fifth, off of the men on base chart. 13, fresh relief pitcher gets the pop out, and Hawkins is, and again, the way that I work freshness is 3 full fresh, 3 semi-fresh for both sides, so that way it's all evened out. So with the, since we're in the top half of the fifth, we are in the semi-fresh innings. So Hawkins is semi-fresh. The decider die says he is still fresh, so he is going to get the pop out, and that is going to strand the bases loaded to keep the score right where it's at, and that'll conclude the day for Win Hawkins here at the stadium with the 1961 Indians trail the 1927 Yankees by a score of 4-2 here in Game 1 of this best-of-5 game series. We head now to the bottom half of the fifth, and Bubba Phillips will be the next batter for the Tribe. And it's a 1-2-5. Is the pitcher not fresh? And unfortunately for Mr. Wade Hoyt, he is not. So that is going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment of the running quality with a +1 for active, -1 for stoic. And it looks like Bubba Phillips is a stoic runner. So this black die 2 will be reduced to a black die 1. And Bubba is going to be awarded to get on base via a catcher's interference. And could this be the opening for the 1961 Cleveland Indians to get back into this game? Who knows? The fans, how many people are here at the stadium, are trying to root them on. And we head to the mob chart with a 23. Eager grounds out. Johnny Temple is not an eager batter, so he is going to be awarded a walk. And all of a sudden, Wadey Hoyt is in the same position that Win Hawkins was last inning, but we have runners on first and second. And let's check first to see if that pen for the Yankees is active. They are not. So they are putting faith in Wade Hoyt, to somehow get out of this inning. 13, fresh or relief pitcher gets the pop out. Hoyt is semi-fresh. The decider die says he is still fresh, and he gets out of the inning, and that is going to do it for the 1961 Indians here in the fifth inning altogether. So with that being said, your score heading into the sixth is 1927 Yankees 4 and the 1961 Indians 2. And it looks like there is a new pitcher on his way on his way to the mound. And while he gets his warm-up tosses in, we will take a timeout.